my dad got out of a fight in the military. He was over in Germany in the military, and some guys surrounded him, and they were a bunch of black guys, and he just said, hold on a minute, I am part black, and it threw him off enough, and he told him it was just his last name, and they started busting out laughing, and it was all good. So, these differences, that's just a lot.
Right.
Okay.
That should. Okay, tell me more. Colleen, this is just amazing. You're fantastic. I love this.
Thank you.
I really love the inspiration and the way you're able to focus and balance and do all these sorts of things and at the same time have a wonderful time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's they keep telling us it's all in your attitude. And it's not like I have a perfect attitude all the time. I do not. There have been some.
Are you telling me that you would be a bad girl sometimes?
Paul. I mean, I'm an artist. I just don't listen well.
I think you listen very, very well. I think you're one of the most intelligent and sharpest creative individuals I've ever spoken to. Well, maybe there's a couple of others. But you're absolutely brilliant. I can see your focus and dynamicism.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
thank you.
You made this wonderful art piece for.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to concentrate on your art now. Okay.
Okay.
Oh God.
Well, it has everything to do with everything. So
and
even
I mean, you've got that wonderful art piece behind you. And what about your paintings? And how did you get a commission for the military and things? I mean, Colin Powell, he's no small spring chicken. I mean, for God's sake, he's, pretty important guy.
Yeah.
You must inspire.
Yeah, well, it was a circumstance. It was strange, like it was. We had befriended this really cool photographer who loved to have nude models come over and pose, and he would do the shoots. He would shoot the, real artistic, beautiful nude photography of the model and the artist painting them, and so we'd have artists all around, and I would usually do some sculpture, because I was really getting into sculpture at that point. So I had him, he had some really nice shots of my sculpture and me sculpting, and when the person came in that was looking for a sculptor, he showed these sculptures and said, I think she can do it. And then I came in and I just sold them, because I went home that night after we talked, and I stayed up all night and did this huge, beautiful, detailed drawing, brought it in and said, let's do this, maybe. And he said, can you? And then I said, sure, without even checking prices. I mean, I didn't even know what I was doing, Miles.
Yeah, prices and all that, it's just a big deal with art. I mean, God damn it, it's expensive. But go on.
So I did this sculpture. In the very end, I'd met Eric, because I went to Jamaica while I was ending up, the commission for this sculpture, because it was about a 6 month, maybe 8 month commission, 8 month long commission. So I was finishing up with all of that while I met Eric, and he helped me to finish this. And he learned some things about me along the way. Like he was an artist. He's a chef, and he does ice carving, and he just enjoys. He's an artist. Everyone's an artist, but he had let his out a little more. So he's been. Well, anyway. Where was I at with that? Oh, so he, in the very beginning, he was like anyone else, kind of learns that they're maybe supposed to be about art, which is, I like that picture, it reminds me of this, and, pretty much that's it. It's not really, it doesn't get more than face value. It doesn't go into, that reminds me of this, which is probably related to this, which, oh my gosh, that's a philosophical view of this and what. And my brain just makes all these weird connections to things. It just goes off into these little lands. So and here's one example. When we were going out, we were going to do an ice show together. He had an idea to do a girl on a dolphin, and he called it a chick on a dolphin even. So,
I have a girl on a dolphin art piece here.
Yes, it's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
girls riding dolphins are awesome. But here was my question to him. It was, why? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose of a girl riding a dolphin right now? You know, like, really, all it's going to do is get everyone horny because they're going to think of all kinds of things, and that is not the type of attitude that I want to spread. I have something to say, and I just went off. I mean, I went off on him. I'm not carving a girl on a dolphin! Was basically my point. So, you know, it went from there, and then in the ice world, no one had ever really seen. I was carving over in Europe, and you guys are so. I mean, we're brilliant here too, but there's so many people that are caught in the TV. They are just caught inside the TV here.
Right.
It's everywhere. So, you know, and it's, yeah, it's just.
What do you mean caught inside the TV? That they're stuck in the environment of the television or what?
Well, it can be many things. I mean, it can be any amount of coverage, some sort of a, you know, like some people are alcoholics to cover up what they feel. TV is a cover. You can go into a world when you watch TV and you don't have to come out and feel what you're feeling. So
Yeah.
it's an escape.
Yeah.
My art, I have been told, is an escape. I don't look at it so much as an escape because it's more investigation. It's not at all, I'm not running away from anything, I'm running towards it. Full on, head on, heels up and ready to dig in and see what this thing is. And that's what true art, I think, is. When it's an investigation of self, of what's going on behind my head. You know, like, what is going on with the world? Why are we like this? What's happening here? You know, let me get a better view of this. Let me share this with the world so that possibly we can come up with a better solution. Because we've got to fix it.
So can you explain some of the pieces of art or paintings that you've done which are examples of that?
Yeah, let me think here.
I mean, if you want to send me something afterwards, but you know.
Yeah, I'll send you stuff afterwards because I have there's a lot that's not here right now.
Yeah.
These are just ones that I'm working on. So Arrow, I'm going to do something with some of the Gans. I'm going to get some
You're talking about the guy with the bow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do some experiments with just using the different types of Gans and do some patina on him in different levels. But I have to know some more before I really mess with too much. It's the CO2 Gans I'm finding is, well, there's Jax outside my window. I just have to wave.
Good.
He's checking on me to see if I'm okay. I can look through the book is kind of it goes along with everything, and there's a lot of these stories are in here, but I'll just keep going with the life story because it kind of, you know, it leads into the different forms of art. You know, like when I met Eric.
Sorry, was the book you just put down? Is that your book that you're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh great. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah.
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
And can you get that on Amazon or what?
Yep. I just finished the audio.
Just show the book. God, it's a beautiful book.
Oh. Okay.
And it's by you. It's got the title Behind the Black.
Wait. There's my name.
This is fantastic. Outstanding. I see what you mean.
And that's. Oh, what was that? I'm sorry.
I see what you mean.
It was just the reason for writing this book was just so. So anyway,
now the book contains what? Stories and art, or what?
Well, when I started to go back and investigate, because I was looking at doing my 4th step and just investigating who and why I was just feeling so bitter and I needed to drink over it. So when I was going back over things, I go back over things and the period of time comes up in art form sometimes. So I can see all these different sculptures and why they came, when they came, and what was going on in the world. Like blind faith is another one that I'll say something about, that I'll send you a picture of. I have a picture over here in this book if I can find it while I'm talking. But she is, when Eric and I were dating for a while, he had a boss that gave me my very first bronze commission, and he just handed me a hunk of cash and said, "Do a sculpture." It was the most beautiful thing I think I've ever had done. You know, like it was just so nice. And this has been done several times since then. So I have led a very blessed life just to be able to just investigate this on the level that I have, because I've not had a lot of people saying, well, you have to do this for this city and you have to do a sculpture of this person and it's got to be on this historical value. That kills artists. That kills the crap out of us.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. You know, just making us stick to a dogma? What? So, anyway, I can't take it. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves, was when people would come up and they'd say, "I want you to do this," you know, and then even though some of them are great ideas, when I would have to take commissions and they would have to be, you know, like the Colin Powell commission was totally my idea. So, you know, a lot of times when I can talk to people and say, I can add to your idea, I've got this idea, usually if I start to talk to them, they just say, go, 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 go. You know, because it's usually a really great idea. So, so I don't mind that kind of collaboration, but when somebody hovers over me and says you've got to do it this way, it kills me.
No, that's it. That's the overseer. You can't. It kills things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had
like
a lot
a slave driver, you know.
Oh yeah, big time.
If you want to oversee it, you do it.
It's subtle things too, because they were subtle mentionings, you know, like I mean, I never really got paid a lot basically through all of this. I'd make it, you know, I'd just barely skim the top of the bucket, and I made it through. But I got a job one time doing this was after I had Michaela. When I had Michaela, Eric and I split up after that, and I went off on this drinking binge for a little while. Came back and got this commission to do a sculpture called The Awakening. And by the way, Blind Faith, the one that I did for this guy, the Blind Faith is about well, it's about blind faith. She's stepping out. She's got this big wide step. She's butt naked, taking a step right out into nowhere land. There's no ground below her. There's one where she's standing, but there's none below. And there's a giant chain that comes up and attaches to her ponytail on the back of her head, because most of the time it's just our stinking thoughts that hold us back. So this chain, her braid forms into a chain, and then she's got one hand back like this. And I had to use myself a lot for this sculpture, so I had to bend my finger back like this for almost 24 hours of just sculpting. Where I was looking at it and then sculpting, looking at it and then sculpting. It's hard to do. It hurts. Yeah. But anyway, she's on the hand that's backwards. There's a real heavy weighted. It's supposed to be the scale. She's holding scales, and on the one scale, there's this. It sort of forms into this serpent, and the serpent's wrapping itself around and coming right back around, and it's got his mouth open, and it's gonna bite her right in the butt if she doesn't keep her butt moving. Like, that's where that male energy, that drive, gets us out of our depression. We have to get out by just saying, this is it. I am done. I'm finished. I'm over. I can make this. I've got it. Piss off, you know? And that's that, you know, and we all have to have that. This equal mix is just, it's very important. Very important.
That's
Get it?
absolutely superb.
I hope that explains it more to people.
You explained it. That's just it. I haven't seen the piece, but the way you explained it.
Oh, so anyway, this snake is coming back and it's trying to grab onto her because we have to keep in motion. We have to keep going. Just keep going. There are people that can't get out of bed, and even if you just roll over one day, roll over a little bit more the next day, put your foot on the ground. These are just little things. Move. Just move. It puts that energy in motion, because the male energy is motion, is going, go, 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 go. Like we're going to go and we're going to get here. And the female energy just wants to lag and just see and just investigate. So when you're in that depression, you don't have either. You're lapsed. So the whole thing can pull you out, but that initial, I can handle this, I've got it. When you're just at that moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually did a sculptural piece for Eric's restaurant that had to do with those 4 stages. And I can't.
Now, what's Eric's restaurant, and what are the 4 stages?
Well, so I made Blind Faith. Well, let me finish Blind Faith, and then we'll come back to that one. Because Blind Faith has, in this other hand, it's real light in front of her, okay? And the scale is turning to this beautiful dove that's actually pulling the scale up, so she doesn't have any weight on her at all. Because that's what creativity is like. When you get into that creative spirit, that I'm just going to go, and whatever's going to happen happens, and I don't have a schedule, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. I can stop and sniff this flower right now if I want to. I can do anything I want because I am free. So you can get that by the moment if you just be there. Like, I'm free right now. I'm going to go sniff the flower. Whenever you want, you can go there. But we've got to let that carry us. So that's that carrying spirit. So she's got her eyes closed. She doesn't have a blindfold on, but she's just stepping out into the unknown, because you can never know what you're going to create. Duh. It's just going to be, who knows what we're faced with when we're making something new. I don't know. But I love to see a blank canvas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is I'm going to remember that expression. That is just.
That just comes with emptying out all the crap. When you have a blank canvas, you're empty. You get rid of it. You say, I want to forgive things now. I want to move on. I don't want to carry this stuff anymore. I'm done with it. That happened. If I needed any time to teach me a lesson, I can always go back to it, and I can view it from a point of view where I can be strong, or use it for someone else to help them out of a situation. So after I finished Blind Faith, let's see here, did I go? Oh, I don't know what happened all in between. I think, was the wolf thing? Oh yeah, it was the wolf thing. So I got this big job doing this giant wolf sculpture from this guy who claimed that he was working for the Great Wolf Lodge. And I spent 2 months, almost 24 hours a day, it seemed like, in this warehouse building this wolf that was 13 feet long, I think. And then I started a second one that was howling. I didn't really like that one. I thought I needed to twist it more or do something with it. But I finished them. And then I had a couple of friends that came in and even helped me out with the finishing and did some amazing stuff with it. And then we got done with the job, and the guy who had commissioned us proceeded to tell us that he didn't really have the job. He was just going to have us do this, and then we would sell it. In the meantime, the job that he did have got screwed up because of something that he overpriced. And when the big company, Great Wolf Lodge, if you screw over a big company, they're going to drop you. You know, like, you just don't do that. It's not good business in the very beginning. Any small company knows that you have to give a really good cut and kind of lose your ass in the beginning just so that you can get into, you know, it's just business. So this guy did not do that, and he got found out. He drug us under the rug and claimed bankruptcy, and we didn't get anything. So I had all that work just trashed. I mean, this wolf is, for all I know, it's still in a warehouse in Ohio. But he bailed out. I was 6 months behind in my rent at that point. I was so distraught. I had right toward the end of this, Eric had called me up and said that he was starting up. Well, he was starting up a new restaurant, and he needed help with the design. They'd had some sort of flooding accident. His girlfriend was giving him a lot of trouble. So, you know, I knew he needed me. We didn't have the best breakup, and I was a little angry with him about it. But I bucked up, and I went and I painted his whole floor. We did this floor painting that turned into all these figures floating everywhere and all this other kind of stuff. And then I did these paintings. I did a painting of Uriel. Uriel is an angel that takes on the pain of the world. She's like she's a big angel, and she's sitting on top of the Twin Towers. The very top, the Twin Tower pole is piercing her foot. It's going straight through her foot, and she's grabbing onto her heart because she's. Oh, there's the other hour. So she's grabbing onto her heart. Wait a minute.
Different bird. The same bird.
Yeah. Oh, they're all different. I have a different one for every hour.
I noticed that. Hey, that's great. Love that. Let's go.
So, anyway, which one was they talking about? The
Twin Tower on top of the.
Yeah, and in the her toe is like piercing through it, and in the blood that's dripping down from her foot is the shadow of the Twin Towers. There's like 2 drops of blood that are dripping down underneath her feet like that. So it's like she's just grasping this pain and saying, I don't want you to have it. I'm going to take it for you. You know, like, she's just, she's great. She was empathy to me.
Now, was this before the towers came down or afterwards?
What?
Was this before or after?
This was before which one?
When the Twin Towers came down.
Oh, it was after. It was after. It was a few years after, I think.
Oh,
even.
right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but there was something in her that told me that that's what she did. And it was weird because when I finished painting her, I heard her name. I didn't come up with it. I didn't even know who Uriel was, but that was the name that came into my head, and I ran down there and I said, well, you're Uriel. And then I looked it up later, and it has something to do with that. It's a little bit different of a connotation. It's like a man something, but I'm not sure. It was really cool. It fit. But she was supposed to go in the doorway because I wanted to. It's weird how that painting is basically, it takes your worries away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted that there because it would, as you come in, and the post is so subtle, I don't think a lot of people really even saw it. They just saw this big angel. So I hope that didn't. I just thought about that. I wonder if that disturbed people on accident. But anyway, that's what she represented. And so this painting was there. Then Eve was there. Eve is our. Eve is this whole giant trip that we've been on. It's the learning the higher level of love. But she was that, to me, I viewed it as that first step. Which was it's almost like like when innocence leaves. all of a sudden you realize that, oh, there's another side to this. Oh, oh, that's not exactly the way that I wanted to interpret it, kind of thing. You see this and you realize it, and you realize that it's a part of you. And so, yeah, she was my investigation into that energy, because I just felt like there were so many people that would say, well, they bit the apple, so that's why we've got all the problems that we've got today. And I just thought that's so unfair, because women, I don't think that we mean to cause problems, but we do. We do. So, we just have to learn to work together. That's all. We have to make the link. Just say, okay, I know you want to get there, but just stop and come over here and look at this. It's going to be okay. We're going to get there just fine. And
yes.
That's a very hard energy to explain to people who are very directional. And
yes, I've got to do this thing now. I can't wait. I've got to do this next. That kind of
Yeah, or we've got to have special instructions. There's no way that we can build it not knowing what we're doing. We have to have these specific measurements and weights.
That's linear. That's closed thinking. Be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't think like that. It makes me a little ill.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I had to compensate for that, because even in math class, I would sit there and I would understand it, but I had to draw it out. I had to put it in my own story, and I had to put my own math to it. So when I did that, one day I guess I took a test or something. I'm not sure what it was, but the teacher took me out in the hallway and said, how did you get this? And I explained it to him, and he said, well, I don't know how you would have come up with the right answer with the way that you explained that you got it, but from now on, you're probably going to have to learn the other way too. Because I'm going to have to count it wrong if you don't show me the right math. So I learned the right math and got by.
That was an extremely good teacher to be able to do that, to accept the way that you had done it the different way, but to also.
He was phenomenal. Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I had such great teachers in my life. I never had like how you hear these horror stories about these teachers that are miserable. I had, I just had these very inspiring teachers that I mean, when I was in high school, my cousin committed suicide, and he was my best friend. We grew up together. We were next door neighbors on the golf course, and we used to sell Kool-Aid at the green. We used to sell Kool-Aid.
Oh, Kool-Aid. All right.
Yeah, that was the word.
Sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, we just had this, we grew up together, and he committed suicide when he was 14, and I was 14 or 15. I think we were both 15, but it was a big blow. I had moved out to Washington State because my parents had divorced, and so I moved out to Washington State with my mom. And I was visiting at the time when he came back, and or when that happened. And so when I went back to Washington State after this whole thing, it was a really strange time. I was really, I remember doing reports on suicide. I didn't want anybody to get there again. So I was more driven to stop it. But later on in life, I tried it. Life is weird that way. You really never know what you're going to be thrown. And I'm glad I made it through, but you know what? I know why. Because I had to understand what it was like to go all the way to the edge, because I knew what it was like to, I wasn't playing. I did I did it to do it. So, and I got caught. So, thank goodness. But it really put me into that where you understand where a person is, because they don't say anything. People who are really serious about that, they don't say anything.
Yeah.
They're ready. Yeah. So it's a very, very
They
hard.
hold it in.
Yeah. Very, very, very hard thing to, people need to know that they're needed in any way. It's so simple. Even just to walk up and just talk to someone or just listen to them for just a minute. It's
Yes.
so priceless.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you are so inspirational. You've got such delight.
Thank you.
You're so
Oh, thank you.
inspiring. I just you wise.
Do you understand why I wanted to talk so bad? I've had this stuff. I've held on to this stuff all my life. And, like you watch it go by. You watch all this stuff go by and you're just thinking, geez, I wish somebody would just listen. And I would talk to people along the way. But it's really all come together more just in the past 6 months than it ever has before in my life. I have to tell you the bear story.
Tell me.
Because that's
I want to hear.
Okay, so how can I get there without having to go back to this one? Let me just see. Okay, I've had some movies done of me, and they were just you know how Lenny Kravitz had. The same people that interviewed Lenny Kravitz for the Behind the Art. Global Touch Group is their name. I absolutely adore these people. But they've done some videos with me, and they put out a movie called Sensitive, The Untold Story. There's a book written by Elaine Aron, and it's about highly sensitive people. So they knew me well from all my videos before. They knew that I was just an easy crier. So they decided to they're such good friends. Oh, they wanted to, use my art in the video and just help promote me and, just do some awesome things with me. And they're working on the second film right now, which is highly sensitive children, about highly sensitive children. But this film is just fantastic. It woke me up. I realized that I have extreme amounts of empathy where I travel into these extremely vivid places where people seem to have really been. So I don't know what that is. What is it really, Miles?
Where can people see the film, or is there any? What's the title of the film? Where would?
It's called Sensitive: The Untold Story. I still have your package. If you want, I'll mail you one. Inside the package.
Anything that can help people see it, or and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can give you a link too. If you just go to sensitivethemovie.com, you can order it, or you can see it online.
Good.
Yeah, but it's just it just woke me up. It just made me realize they have such a beautiful part in there about the male energy and just how men need to get that feeling inside of them. It's such a beautiful thing, and we know it, right? You know it, you feel it, and like what happened to the director. Okay, Elaine Aron lives upstairs from them in San Francisco, and he wondered what she was doing. Anyway, they met one day. She said she wrote this book about highly sensitive people, and he started reading the book, and he came back and he said, this is me, I have to do a film. So that's how it started. And Elaine is such a sweet soul. She started doing this research on highly sensitive people. She got into research on animals and how 20% of the population of rhesus monkeys have highly sensitive properties about them and what they'll do. She studied someone, I'm not sure if it was exactly her, but there are studies done of the rhesus monkeys and how if they're raised by a parent who is very loving and conducive to their sensitivity, these sensitive individuals turn out to be amazing leaders. Amazing leaders. But
Wow. Now, are you rhesus negative?
well, am I?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, fine.
I don't know what I am. I think I'm
Well,
one
you're
of those.
amazingly sensitive and a tremendous leader. You're just so fantastic. You've got immense.
Oh, thanks.
You're just. You're. Is that the dog?
That was Jack.
Ah.
He's just checking. He's so cool. Maybe we'll have to meet him. If he pops in here again, I'll have him pop in and say hello. But I have no idea. I forget. I'm some normal blood type. Maybe like AB.
Oh, whatever. Forget it. No, not forget it. Okay. We've got half an hour, so let's focus some more on your arts and stuff. And the dog at the background looks as if having a nice time.
She do. Yeah, she's sleeping.
Isn't that nice?
She needs a rest. She's got. I put her through so much work. When I get her excited. But I have little tricks that I do. Anyway, back to the art.
The art.
Back to that. I'm gonna get a drink of water. But, so the sensitive film just made me doing about 40, or whatever that is. About whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not good at military terms. But about face. That's it. And about face, I just turned around. And I realized that this was something that I could use that I have been using really my whole life as this amazing tool.
Yes.
So,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can literally. Okay, so what happened with the bear? Over the past 6 months, I've made some big changes. I moved into Jack's house and, started the caretaking thing and, just had a lot of changes that were going on. And he's got a grizzly bear upstairs. Well, the grizzly bear kind of was making me sad, in a way, because I knew that it was shot. And so I just was, he bought it from a place because he wanted to preserve it and conserve it. So I walked over and I couldn't really touch the bear for a long time, and finally I just thought, I'm gonna touch it. So I touched it, and in that touching it, I just started bawling because I was inside the den. I was with the cubs. I felt the bear. I felt the wind around my hair. I felt the roof of the den. I felt the warmth of it. I felt like what it was like to be a mother and love her cubs. I felt her standing up on this cliff along this edge, and she was howling. She was hooting because there was a fire that was coming, and they have this connection. That's just, whoa. They're connected to so many bears around the whole perimeter. I mean, it's just phenomenal. They are a beautiful species. I mean, if I am correct, because I went there, I touched the bear. I was just brought there, accepted there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's just my artistic brain saying, wow, I want to know what a bear is like. So I want to feel the bear's emotion. And what I really wanted to do, because I knew that the bear was shot, was to go back with the bear at the time and comfort the bear's family and comfort the bear and apologize. That's the feeling that I got. I don't know what the real story is, behind the bear, but that was the feeling that I got, that it was a murder. It was a sport. It was shot for sport. She was shot for sport. But she was well respected. I got the feeling that she was so respected and so loved by all of her family. And if this is just my imagination, then so freaking be it. I got so much insight into. I have a new insight into what a bear is, and I have so much respect for that species. So what's wrong with that? You know?
That is perfect. Your expression of that is a wonder and a joy to hear.
Thank you. It's got to be said. I mean, I think that we all kind of, we may experience little windows of this. We may not, you know, like, because I would experience little windows of this, but I never really let myself go and let myself sink into it and just learn from it. Because you hit an emotional, I mean, it's a roller coaster. You're coming in full on and just asking, may I please be with you to guide you to where you're going and give you comfort. And so it was just, more on that level. And then there was this comfort feeling that I gave to her family that was more of a bear hug. It was a bear hug. That's cool. Never thought of it that way. But, like these things are happening to me now more big, on a big level where it's allow, like I can allow it or not allow it. Pretty much. Sometimes when people confront me, like on Facebook, I get all these highs and hellos and hi and hi and then hi. And I can't, I'm one of those people who if someone's going to take the time to say hello, I feel like I have to say hello back. But I know exactly what they want. They're just trying to, see if there's an opportunity there. And, man, if I could just say this right now, I am so focused on what I'm doing and so into what, I want to save these kids. I want to save the planet. I'm not really even on the furthest, I am so far from any thought of anything like that. So, if anybody sees this and thinks that they have a chance, no, because I had God give me a giant Valentine's Day present in the sky and so many more, and I just don't know how anyone can top it. I'm just kidding. There are very special people in my life. I have one guy who I think about a lot, but I just don't know where that's going because he happens to be working with a high-level government, so I don't know what he's doing or where he's at. We don't get to talk much, but we're split up right now. But it's interesting, Miles. When I started to watch some of the artificial intelligence videos that I was seeing, I started to put two and two together, and I thought, wow, that dream has a little bit more to do with reality than I thought, because of the way that it jiggled and the way that he sounded. And it was just, that's why I call it a digital Jesus dream, because when I put that name on it, it fits.
So that was an artificial intelligence communicating with you.
I have no idea. I don't know. But that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like it was saying, like, I'm not taking you. You're not right for the job. You can't be a slave, you're too free. Yeah.
That's serious now.
It is serious. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I just, I'm free.
Now you're getting dead serious now. So we're gonna Ooh. How do you feel about that? What do you feel that is the messages in there?
I think that, Miles, there are so many different ideas and stories and beautiful things that have happened that bring us all together, that have taught us a lot. We're going to find out, and people are finding out, that a lot of what we have relied on as our it's our standing ground. It's not true anymore. Let me put it this way. When I found out that maybe my intention had something to do with me being poor all my life, because no matter what, it seemed to be washed out from underneath me. My last agent had me traveling on cruise ships and doing all kinds of really fun stuff, and then the people that were running the storage house decided to claim bankruptcy and were basically putting liens on all of the artwork, illegal liens. So now that these liens are there, our artwork is stuck in a warehouse. So we have like hundreds of pieces of work that are just stuck in this warehouse, from what I hear. Who knows? They probably sold it all. I don't know. I hope not. My brother was trying to help me, you know, and I don't know. I'm not sure what we can do. I can try and look into it and see, but for now, it's just been a wash because I don't have the money to put a lawyer together, and they are fighting it. My agency is fighting it, so they're working on it, but I just don't know where they're at with it.
Okay, well, we're coming up to the end.
Okay. Yeah.
Your inspiration, your love, your focus.
You know, all of this has gone. All of this is just. There's so much out there that we are putting together. I mean, when I first decided that I was going to give my art away for free, I was looking into Ubuntu, which I love them. I think they're doing an awesome job down in Africa. I haven't looked into what they're up to lately, but when I first started doing it, when I first started looking into this, that was the idea, this level of abundance that I want to spread in people, that I want to tell them that, I mean, because no matter what, Miles, I'm going to do this. If no one donates any money, I will still go out there and I will find the stuff to make this sculpture happen, and I'll put the joy, happiness, tear gas stuff.
What exactly is this sculpture that you're talking about? Name it.
Any sculpture. I want to put
30 seconds.
You mean like what I want to do, or what?
Yeah.
What, arrow?
Yeah, both, whatever.
Oh, okay. I have plans because of what I'm learning about the environment and about what I can do with sculpture, what I can do with metals, what I can do with energy. I can help to facilitate joy, bring back the happiness in the world, and do all kinds of things. Help to, I mean, plants love this energy. It's just amazing, some of the research that we're doing in that area. So it's just going to do a world of good. No pun intended. Well, pun intended. Pun intended, daggone it. We're going to do a world of good. But that was what inspired me to begin with. And then I got into the Kesh Foundation. And boom, this is just taking off.
Okay, so the Kesh Foundation. Now, is that what the sculpture, is that thing behind you, the Kesh thing?
Yeah, this right here is the Magraph system. And
a what system?
It's a magnetical gravitational field energy device that does all kinds of things.
And that's what you're learning physics about?
Yes. Yeah. We go in for it's about 6 hours a day, something like that. But we have all of our students. The way they teach is just phenomenal. I love this about their teaching. And is it Marjorie? Am I getting her name right?
Yeah, and what are they teaching? Explain it. You've got about 5 minutes on this.
How do they put it? They put it, holographic learning is what they call it. But what we do is we come in and we have a base subject, but it's all online, and we have a chat room. It's done through Zoom, so we have a little chat room that we chat in, and we just say all.
Kesh, is that right, Keshi?
Yes, yeah. So we have these 29 students that are coming in and learning the technology, and we are coming from all walks of life. We have an awesome plumber that's just got like super duper heart. Oh, some of the stories of these people, like they come in and we've told our life story in class. These are not normal classes. Like they are heartwarming, amazing individuals that I'm going to school with. These people, the things that they want to do to help this planet is just, it's refreshing. I go there every day. I can't wait to go to
this
school.
Is very, very inspirational, but how can this practically, with focus, achieve?
When you start looking into the technology, it's going to be a little confusing because it goes into the creative realm. So you're not just dealing with, I'm going to wind a couple of copper wires, and then and it's got to be this long and this, blah, 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 and you put it together. Like you can, it's good to get down the math, and it's good to get down what you're doing and understand.
I mean, we're dealing with mathematics and inductance and capacitance. Are these the sort of things we're talking about?
Yeah, it's a little bit of math, but it's more, I would say.
And magnetic permeability, and is that sort of stuff?
Well, it's dealing with the like the Buckminster Fuller type of it's like the, I want to say like the Tesla energy. But
I mean, are we dealing with magnetic flux, Tesla's capacitance?
I don't know if it's so much the flux.
Microfarads, farads.
But what it is it creates a field, okay, a gravitational magnetical field. And what this field energy does when you put it in close proximity with your own plasma field, because we don't end with this. We go way out.
Yeah.
So when we're in proximity with this field, what it will do is it will kind of, where are you? What are you doing? How are you at? Where are you? Where are you at? And it will work with your intention.
Yes.
So
that's why some people who try to build these things, it doesn't work, because their intention stops it from working.
Yes, or they just don't hang on for long enough and just wait and watch it, because this stuff is powerful and it will work with even the naysayers.
I mean, something I worked with transmitters, again, we're running out of time. The transmitter wouldn't tune up, but if I wasn't feeling right with the transmitter, it wouldn't tune up. Just nothing would happen. The thing just wouldn't happen. Even though mathematically you're dealing with tuning and all that, and it should just work with capacitance and the wave should. If it isn't going to work, it wasn't going to work.
Right. Yeah. It's the same thing that they learned about, what is it, with the, Dr. Quantum already has a cartoon of the quantum physics thing where they shoot the balls through that little hole. There's a cartoon of this. Oh
yeah, I think it's called the split beam, Young's split beam experiment, and it is light a particle or a wave.
Right, yeah, and it changes with your intention.
Yeah.
It changes with whatever your
that's
whatever your
crucial.
thought pattern.
But we're running out of time at the moment, so.
But yeah, I can find out more. That's all I can say right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
if people want to see your art, how do they see your art?
Oh, www.cblackstudios.com is my website. So they can go directly there. You can look me up on Facebook. And what are you
on Facebook?
I think it's just Colleen Black.
Okay, fine. You don't have a handle or something?
I'm going to post all of the, like all the gifting things there. And then Angela Power Disney came up with the idea for the Art for Angels site, which I'm going to see what I can do with this. I think that I've got some big plans for that, because I have some ideas that I'd like to see if other artists would like to donate work. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Well, we're coming right to the end. We've got one camera running out of battery. So you mentioned Angela Power Disney. Is that how you met me? Is that how we connected?
I knew about you for a real long time, but Christine Hart.
Oh, right.
I had contacted her, and I had contacted her to begin with, and I just wanted to talk to somebody. Yeah. I was just trying to talk to somebody because I had all this stuff.
Well, that's three ladies. That's Christine. That's you. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So
we're really right out of time.
Okay.
It's absolutely wonderful to see you.
Oh,
I'm so inspired. There's so many things there we finished off with. We'll have to talk again.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, let's make that a plan, because you're fun.
You're fun. I love this.
Yeah.
With me and my scientific engineering thing, I can be a miserable bastard, but you're just an inspiration of joy. But literally, we're out of time, and bless you.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait to send you your gift.
Okay.
I want to do that so bad, so tell me how I can do that. when you can, you know.
Yeah, and you're in Washington State,
Yes.
on the west coast of the United States.
Beautiful sunny Washington State
Beautiful
today.
sunshine
Great.
out. Bless
Yeah.
you and good night.
Good night. Thank you so much, Miles, for all that you do.
Well, thank you for inspiration
Cheers to
and
that.
joy.
Oh, with my Americanized English tea.